Hello everyone, today I will present a critical review of 2012 research article titled The Index of Autonomous Functioning, uh, written by Weinnstein, Przybylski and Ryan, and published in the Journal of Research in Personality. This paper introduced a new psychological skill designed to measure the quality of autonomy, which is a key concept in the field of motivation. To begin, let me briefly introduce the background of the study. The authors work within the framework of self-determination theory of SDT, which explains how different types of motivation influence behavior, well-being, and emotional functioning. SDT suggests that autonomy is a basic psychological need. However, most earlier research treated autonomy as a single, broad dimension. Weinnstein and her colleagues argued the autonomy is actually more complex, and they proposed a new model consisting of three parts: authorship, susceptibility to control, and interest-taking. Next, I will explain the purpose of the study. The authors aimed to create a valid and reliable scale that could measure these three aspects of autonomy. They called this instrument the Index of Autonomous Functioning, or IAF. The scale was tested through three separate studies, each designed to examine its structure and its relationships with motivation, personality traits, and emotional well-being. Regarding research design, all three studies used non-experimental survey-based methods. In Study 1, the researchers conducted an exploratory factor analysis to identify the underlying structure of the skill. They found three factors which aligned with their theoretical model. In Study 2, they use confirmatory factor analysis with a new sample to validate this three-factor structure. Study 3 examined whether the IAF predicted important outcomes such as well-being and autonomous motivation. Participants completed the IAF along with other established psychological questionnaires and statistical analysis tested the relationships among these variables. The findings were quite strong. This one. First, the IF demonstrated good reliability. Each of these three sub-skills, authorship, susceptibility to control, and interest-taking, showed a consistent internal reliability across samples. Second, the scales had a strong valuable. The three factors appeared clearly and consistently in both the exploratory and confirmatory analysis. Third, and perhaps most importantly, the level of autonomous functioning predicted well-being, better emotional regulation, and higher autonomous motivation. People who were less susceptible to external control tended to experience less stress and reported better psychological functioning. Now, let me evaluate the strengths of the study. Yes. One major strength is that the another provided a clear and coherent theoretical argument. Their paper builds logically from the theory of SDT to the development of the new measurement tool. A second strength is the methodological measure. Using both exploratory and confirmatory factor analysis is a strong psychometric approach, and running these separate studies increase the credibility of the findings. Third, the study provides rich evidence and evidence that autonomy is not just one thing. It operates so different psychological process, some related to decision making and some related to emotional awareness. However, limitation, yes, there are also several limitations. First, all data come from self-report questionnaires, which increase the risk of bias. Participants may answer based on social desirability or inaccurate self-perception. Second, most participants were from Western educated backgrounds, which limits generalizability to other cultures where autonomy may be viewed differently. Third, the search design is correlational, meaning we cannot conclude that autonomy directly causes higher well-being. Finally, the three components of autonomy may overlap conceptually, and future research should examine whether they function independently. Despite the limitation, the study makes meaningful contribution to motivation and emotion research. It refines the concept of autonomy by breaking it down into measurable psychological functions. It also connects autonomy to emotional process such as reflections, yes, reflections and awareness, which opens new directions for understanding the link between motivation and emotion. Finally, let me explain how this research connects to the course content. In motivation theory, we often discuss intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. The IEF explains why some people sustain intrinsic motivation more effectively. They have higher autonomous functioning in emotion topics. We learn that emotional awareness is critical for regulation, and interest taking components of the IF alliance directly with the idea. The study also supports the concept of basic psychological needs, showing that autonomy has measurable internal components that relate directly to well-being. In conclusion, the article by Weinnstein and her colleagues provides a meaningful and innovative contribution to motivation excellence. It depends our understanding of autonomy, offers a validate tools for future research, and bridges key concepts between motivation and emotion. Thank you.